Hello, today we are talking about the farmer's carry, most specifically at Hyrox. But the farmer's carry is not a new exercise, it's been around for many years and it's utilised in a great deal of sports, including crossfit and strongman and some of the other sort of tough games and events like that. My history with it is 10 years or so ago I started picking up large items, heavy wooden, built for purpose, basically wooden girders, and they just had handles on. They were about 70 kilos a hand. I was blown away by how heavy they were, and but I couldn't pick them up at first. They wouldn't even leave the ground. So after a few months of sort of training around that sort of discipline, I was able to pick them up and progress from there. Over time, I tried all sorts of things, all shapes and sizes of farmer's carry, most specifically quite heavy ones, so it was somewhere between 70 and 100 kilos per hand, but that would often be over shorter distances, and you would be allowed to have assistive devices such as wrist straps that you would wrap around. It would essentially take the grip problem out and it would just strengthen the rest of you. Flash forward, I then competed a couple of times in novice strongman competitions, and it was at that point it was girders with plate weights on, and it was about speed, and that's where the similarities start to come into line with the Hyrox event. In these competitions I would literally get given the 3-2-1, pick up these girders, and I would run, turn around and run as fast as you possibly could, and I was good at it because I was quick, not because I was the strongest, but because I was the quickest. And similar in Hyrox, it's the same thing. The weights themselves are not terribly heavy. They're not there to test your overall strength, but over the distance that you are travelling will test your grip and fortitude combined. So let's just flash forward now to Hyrox itself. This layout, the format of this particular exercise is you enter the sort of inflated number 6 arch, and in front of you is basically a corridor that's been laid out, and it will probably double back on itself 3 or 4 times, equaling 200 meters of walking. Now, if you can enter that arena, quickly chalk up your hands. I can't recommend that enough. If you're remotely sweaty, or the person that picked up those weights before you was remotely sweaty or oily, it's going to make the job harder. So make sure you chalk all over your hands as fast as you can, and then pick up your particular weights. There will be 3 sets there, so make sure you get the right ones. There's the ones for the ladies, the ones for the men's and pro ladies, and the ones for the pro men's. I am on the 24 kilo, sort of the middle weight, and I swipe them up, go to the start line, which is a couple of meters away, and you're pretty much running. Just bear in mind that yes, while you can run with these weights, you will incur kind of a really funny running form. I mean, your arms will try to cushion, like suspension, will try to cushion the blows of your feet underneath you. So it kind of does that to you. Ultimately, this running like this will ultimately start to wear you down. You'll probably make 1 lap, or you'll make 2 laps. But what I generally saw on the day, and certainly with myself, was you would be fast out of the blocks, but you would slow down as you weaved through the obstacle. That's fine. What you will also notice is you think your grip's going to go, but if you just have faith in your hands and push to the end, keep telling yourself, I'm not going to put them down, I'm not going to stop, and it's super great if you can get through that unbroken, because you can be in and out of it on or around the 2-minute mark. It's a super short exercise in the event, so it's, you can really make up some time. What you will notice as you go round is that your form will slowly start to deteriorate throughout. I mean, don't stress too much about it. The form police are not overly present at the Hyrox events, where you might start off with a good posture, and you've got the weights down by your side, your chest is out, your back straight, and your shoulders are back, and your chin's up. By the end, your shoulders will feel like they're down by your hips, and you feel like you've got orangutan arms, and you'll start to curve in the back. while that's not ideal, getting to the end is what's important in this particular case. It's literally, like I say, it's only 2 minutes of your life, so sort of grin and bear it. And then as soon as you're down, make sure you put your weights exactly where you found them, so you don't incur any penalties. And then straight back out of the arch, make sure you got the right one, and back into your run for the next thing, which is lunges. So good, look forward to that. Let me move on to a little bit of a video I did. There's no talking's one thing, but being able to demonstrate how I might train for this. There's a few different ways you can train. You can train with the kettles, doing the sort of runs up and down, or you can train for grip strength with other equipment. Examples for training for the farmer's walk without actually doing the farmer's walk is anything that utilises your grip. So things like dead hanging from a bar, literally jump up, hang from a bar, straight armed, close your eyes, think of something positive and try and hang there for a minute. Do that a couple of times a week, your grip strength is going to get better. Deadlift variations are also really, really, really good. Most specifically the ones where your hands are by your side. If you do regular deadlifts or sumo deadlifts, you'll find that people use reverse grip and you're picking up in front of you, and that doesn't necessarily replicate the weight being at your side. You might be lucky enough at your gym to have what's known as a trap bar deadlift frame, which is like a hexagon bar that fits around you, and you stack it with plates and you sort of step into the middle and the weight handles are at your side. It's a little bit more designed to bring your legs into the deadlift equation, so it's not only your back that's doing the work. So yeah, if you've got one of these frames, doing deadlifts in it tests your grip and it gets your legs going as well, so 2 for 1. Normal deadlifts will work, and you know, using regular dumbbells if you've not got kettlebells to hand will also work. And then ultimately finding a set of kettlebells, picking them up and shifting them, timing yourself, figuring out how you can run with them, how long it takes you to fatigue, that sort of thing. I won't jibber jabber too much. I've told you about the event, I've told you how to train for it. Let me just show you how my last training session went, which was yesterday, where I went to the gym and I decided to try and do another sort of progressive overload. So just very quickly, I started off with the 12s and did runs of 4 or 6, just to try and figure out how fast I could go with each weight. Obviously the lighter the weight, the faster you can run. And then worked my way all the way up to 32s. I would have had to go at 36s, but some bugger had stolen one and I only had 136. Just, I can't do it with only one. Okay, so we're starting off with 12.5 kilos. These are the smallest ones on the rack. They're very diddy little kettles, so they don't really impede the running. As you can see, I am sprinting quite quickly there, and it doesn't really have much bearing on you at all. Moving quickly up to the 16s. So this is where you might find that the lighter people amongst you, the smaller, slender people, this is where you might start to feel that you're starting to shrug a little bit when you run. That's fine. Just bearing in mind that over the course of the actual distance you won't maintain this pace, not unless you're one of the elite of the elites. So I'm obviously a bit gassed from going that quick. Here's the 20 kilos, and this is a nice training weight. If you're the lady weight, this is a great one to train with. And if I want to do a little bit further or a little bit faster, I'll train with this weight. It's all about speed at the end of the day, so working on speed and grip sort of combined. This is a great way of doing it. Over the course of a few WODs, I would, the 24 weight, 24 kilos, that's the open weight, and I'm very familiar with the this particular weight. As you can see, your sort of shoulders start to bounce up and down, and it's your body's way to try to cushion the effects of you running with weights in your hand. Inevitably they would bounce up and down if your arms didn't try to suppress that. As you can see, my feet are no longer clearing the ground. 32 kilos, I admire anyone who can do the 200 metres of this unbroken. It's one of those things that I've not yet managed, and it's something that I aim to do. I really would like a crack at the open weight. I'm still, the pro weight, I would really like a crack at that. I'm just waiting for the right time. to sort of advance up. As you can see, I'm still sort of travelling quite quickly, but I would not be able to sustain that over the full 200 metres, and hand cramps seem to get me before the end with the 32 kilos. It just seems to be that little bit too heavy. And there's the rest of the weights all on the rack. Anyway, try to run if you can. Don't worry about walking. Chalk your hands. Break it down to a walk. Hold on for as long as possible, if all the way to the end. Put them back where you found them and get out back onto the run. You'll be head first into lunges before you know it. One thing I should mention, and I am spouting off about trying to hold on to them for as long as possible, if you do need to put the weights down, the rules state that you must put them down wherever you choose to. They mustn't move, and you must pick them up straight away. In that moment, if you have to do that, give your hands a little shake, keep them low, give them a shake, and if 2 or 3 big deep breaths, pick them up and get going. Okay? Don't hang about, just get on with it, get to the end, get to the pub. Anyway, I was only joking about the pub. Or was I? Anyway, I've gassed on long enough. I appreciate you watching my videos. I know I'm not the funniest guy. I haven't got any movie clips to clip to or anything like that. But I'm just building up my channel from the ground up. So if like and subscribe below. The support is eternally appreciated, and I will be bringing you the next in the series of these videos. I haven't yet decided. It could be lunges, could be wall balls, it could be ski or row, who knows. Anyway, I've gassed on long enough. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Mart out.